Thank you for being here with us today. Can you please introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Cesar Gonzalez. I'm a counselor here at the Career Center at Cal State LA.
Okay, Cesar. I just had a few quick questions about biology. I'm a biology major, and I'm curious as to what I can do with my degree once I'm done.
Okay, that's a very good question, and we do often get a lot of students with that type of concern and or need for information about what they can do with their degree. It's my understanding you're a transfer student, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so typically when we meet with students that are bio majors, they come in here being a bio major for several reasons. Some of them want to go and become doctors, some of them want to go to veterinarian school, some of them want to do research, but the reality is bio degree does give you a lot of flexibility to do a variety of different career avenues. Not all careers require you to have an undergrad. Some careers will require you to either get a master's or go to professional school, medical school. Also, for instance, you can also decide to go to law school. Having an undergraduate degree in bio, you can definitely go to law school, get a law degree, and go work for a company that represents companies that are producing medical equipment, that are dealing with patients with ailments. So as a lawyer, understanding the background of bio, it helps you when you're developing your case. So we do often see people going into law if after they decide to get their bachelor's in bio and work for law firms that specialize in items like that. But of course, the area that is most common is for somebody to go to medical school, and which is typically after their undergraduate degree, they can apply to medical school, which is typically 4 years. If the individual decides what they want to practice, for example, a family practice doesn't take a lot of residency, another 2 years or so. But if they want to pursue a specialization like cardiology or oncology or psychiatry, it requires way more years after medical school in order for you to qualify for additional medical board certifications. One of the things that a lot of bios majors don't understand is that they can also go into R&D. R&D stands for research and development. So I'll give you an example. Having an undergraduate degree, you can go work for the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, to do various analysis or do specimens. You can also go work for the CDC, which stands for the Center for Disease Control. You can become a scientist. But of course, if you want to pursue those type of positions, again, you more than likely need to go and get a PhD in biology, a master's in biology, or a medical degree. Again, there's a lot of people that go to medical school, but they don't want to be doctors. They just really want to focus on research. But that MD degree gives them that validity that they need in order to get those positions that they want as scientists. So R&D would be an area that could certainly be a potential avenue for people to consider. Other areas, of course, if somebody wants to become a veterinarian, or they want to work become a zoologist, they want to work with animals, more than likely, again, a bachelor's degree is not going to cut it. They're going to have to require to go and get a master's, more likely a PhD. If they want to teach at the university setting or a community college setting, you do need a minimum of a master's to teach community college, but you do need a PhD to teach full-time at the university level. Other areas that they can go into, of course, is if they don't want to be doctors, they can certainly pursue, they can also potentially go and become pharmacists, apply to pharmacy school. They can also apply to, we talked about veterinarian school. They can also go and become a physician assistant, a PA program. I know that they can also go and do PT, OT. PT stands for physical therapy, OT stands for occupational therapy, which requires less education than going into medicine. And of course, when you take the financial necessity into account, it's going to cost you more to go to medical school than it is PT, OT, or PA program. Sometimes you do see a lot of people that they see that number they're going to owe at the end, and they say, well, let me just settle for becoming a PT, OT. But in reality, there's a need for every type of individual in healthcare. So to me, it's not a bad investment, but at the end, I think it's the individual that they have to assess themselves and find out what best suits them if they want to choose something in the healthcare industry. The last thing I want to share with you about what they can do with their bio degree is they can actually go into business. When I usually tell people they can go into business with a bio degree, I mostly get students look at me kind of, are you weird? But in reality, it is an option that they can choose. To give you an example of what they can do, they can go work as a pharmaceutical salesperson. Those positions, first and foremost, are very competitive, but they're very lucrative. You can have somebody that could easily make over $100,000 as a pharmaceutical rep. Big pharmaceutical companies like Eli Lilly, Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, or Baxter, those are big pharmaceutical companies. They're looking for people with science backgrounds to train them to be a pharmaceutical representative. And that's a really, really lucrative business that one can go into. Of course, they can also go into marketing, they can go into consulting, they can also go into management. There is a company out there called Grifols that they work with plasma, it's basically working in somewhat of a laboratory, and they do hire people with science background. So whether it's Grifols or other type of companies out there, having a bio degree is very, very flexible, but it's up to the individual to understand their skills, their strengths, and find out what industry is best suited for them, and not say, well, I'm a bio major and all I can do is medicine. That's not the case.
Okay. And what is the best advice you can give to a biology student?
Well, I have a lot, but I know we're going to keep this short. But I think some of the advices that I would give bio students is number one, try to get lab experience, because whether you choose to go into medicine or not, having that lab experience really comes in handy. If you can talk to professors to see if they're doing projects, and if you can maybe get involved in those projects, it's going to give you so much knowledge, so much experience and exposure that it looks really good on your resume if you do apply to medical school or any other avenues that you pursue. Get involved with student organizations, because you need that support group. Bio is not an easy major, and it's very overwhelming, and there might be times where you just want to give up and say, I'm done. So getting involved with clubs where other people are just in the same situation as you are, you guys are helping each other through those difficult times. What do they say? 2 heads are better than 1, 3 heads are better than 2. Last but not least, work on yourself. Again, find out, what do I want to do with this degree? If you originally intended to go into medicine, but after a while you realize, I don't want to be a doctor, what else do you want to do with your bio? Understanding that there's different avenues, and where are you going to be the best fit for?
Thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome, and much success for you.